I stand corrected.
You on out there? All right, let's get this thing moving.
Don't care how long you gone, how long you stay. Hey, good time treatment, bring it home one day. But someday, baby, you ain't gonna trouble for me anymore.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Kicking It with K-Rack, where we talk about Southern news, Southern culture, Southern activism. Please like and share my page and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. But we're going to get into this Tyre Nichols video. I know I did a previous video on it talking about how I assumed that, everything that the media was telling us was the truth. Well, I have to give them credit. From what I could tell in that video, those officers totally deserve to be charged and convicted for some kind of criminal act and murder. I know at least one of them, the one that reared back and just punched him dead square in the face 2 or 3 times while the other ones held him back. Now, I'm not going to say everybody was in the right here, by no means. I don't understand why Tyre got up and ran from the first initial contact with the officers. I understand he's probably in fear for his life, but man, I'll tell you, like I said before, it's easier to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I would have just given up, not fought and just given up and let them arrest me, put their handcuffs on me and whatever, but he fought back and he got up and he ran. And when he did that, the adrenaline was already pumping in all those officers, and they took it to the extreme maximum for sure as far as police brutality. I mean, basically holding the guy back and beating the brakes off his ass. And it was completely uncalled for. After they had him apprehended the second time, he was easily subdued by the prior contact, and he could have been. I mean, I know he was fighting back and stuff, but I mean, he was also getting his ass whooped at the same time. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wish he wouldn't have ran. I just wish he wouldn't have took off running, and it probably would have been a completely different scenario. Now, I agree that there's a lot of police brutality in this country. I do. I'm not too fond of the police myself. I've had very many interactions with law enforcement. There's a lot of good officers out there, and the one thing in my life that really changed things when I interact with police is learning my constitutional rights and how to properly handle a situation such as being pulled over or everything. I mean, you have a rights that protect you if you know how to use them. And I've used a statement before that if you don't learn how to use your rights, it's like your muscles. If you don't work your muscles out, they become deteriorated and wither away, and you're not very strong in that area. Well, that's basically the same results with your constitutional rights. So I really wish people that would get out there and learn how to protect their rights and express their constitutional rights when it comes to interacting with police officers. A lot of more people out there would probably get away with their lives than they do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of bad police officers out there, but there's also a lot of good ones. So I'm not going to throw all police officers under the bus because, what if somebody's breaking in your house and beating up one of your kids or raping your wife or something like that? Who's the first person you're going to call? You're going to call the cops, and they're the first person going to be showing up too. But it's just, there's a lot of them out there that are in for I mean, I know there's a lot of the good ones are out there to make sure that people are safe and people abide by the law, but I know there's a lot of bad ones out there that are getting into corruption and drug trafficking and all that other stuff. But I ain't gonna keep carrying on about that. But I'm gonna talk about a couple of how you can. Here's a article on how from Post Millennial, which is a conservative news site, and I want to show you the headline here. All right, today two more Tennessee deputies fired. The elite Scorpion unit may be disbanded after beating death of Tyre Nichols, and that's exactly what happened. He was beat to death for no, totally. This story's talking about the sheriff's deputies in Shelby County. A couple of them that were at the scene during this incident have been suspended without pay. On Friday, body cam and surveillance footage was released showing the beating of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols at the hands of 5 Memphis police officers, some of whom were part of the Special Division of Organized Crime Unit called the Scorpion Unit. The group is now inactive at the order of the mayor, while the Shelby County Sheriff has suspended the other 2 officers who arrived on the scene of Nichols' beating. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to this other article here, and this is from CNN. You know, I love reading the headlines from CNN because I get confused whether it's more satire or they're actually trying to convince people that this is what really happened. This is an opinion piece by Van Jones. The police who killed Tyre Nichols were black, but they might still have been driven by racism. Now, if you didn't see that little CNN logo in this article here, you would think that was a satire piece at the Bumblebee or something like that, or whatever, Babylon Bee or whatever, you know. That you would think that's what you would see there, but no. You got to have good old CNN out there still trying to push the racial narrative, even though the police officers were all black. I just want to take a minute to say that I was wrong in my first video, and I'm man enough to admit it. I was, and so here I am. It was all due to the police officers. This is why Mr. Nichols lost his life, and I hope they all get charged and justice is served for Mr. Tyre Nichols. But there's one thing I still have to point out, and I pointed out in my last video, is why can't we get this much attention? Well, I guess you could say that's the good thing about this whole incident. That the mainstream media is actually showing black on black violence in this country. That's the good thing about it, I guess. I mean, I guess the silver lining, you could say. But, you know, I see it all the time. I mean, and I hate it for the black community because there is a lot of damn good people in the black community. I work with quite a few of them. And I hate seeing all the sadness and trauma and just basically hopelessness in a lot of these real poor black neighborhoods in Memphis. I mean, Memphis is one of the most violent cities in this country. It is. It's one of the most violent cities in this country, and there's killings every single day in Memphis that don't get nowhere near this publicity because it's black on black violence. The only difference between this one and those is these guys had badges. It's the only difference. Because I know for a fact there's an awful lot of beatings and shootings and killings and going on in Memphis in the black community. And it's all black on black violence. It ain't white people going up in the black communities in Memphis and shooting up the neighborhoods and shooting and killing kids and killing each other and killing mothers and daughters and fathers and sons. Nope, it's not the white people. It's not the white people. And I hate to be sitting here and just talk about race like that, but it's not God's honest truth, people. And I'm a man that speaks the truth. I have opinions on a lot of things and I make assumptions about a lot of things. But when you see the obvious, I speak out about it. I mean, I live in the Memphis area. I know what goes on here. I see it every single day. Every single day. So, but I'm hoping y'all would like and subscribe to my page. I got more videos coming out in the future. So, appreciate y'all watching. And y'all don't ever forget. God bless Dixie.